As a content creator, you know there's a lot of tools out there, and the folks at Perplexity just outdid themselves with another really good addition they gave us. It's called Perplexity Labs, and it has some amazing, oh my goodness, drop your jaw kind of things. I'm going to show you in this episode how you can use it, what it can do for you, and particularly some things to be aware of. Matter of fact, stay with me to the end because there's an extraordinarily important point that I discovered that could get you into legal trouble. You do not want to go there. I'm going to show you how to get around it in a really nice way that enhances the value for what you're doing, helps your audiences even more, and helps you to grow. Hi, I'm Terry Brock with Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, and in this episode, we're going to show you what we do regularly. Gina, my partner, and I talk about how you can take the information you have, deploy the right AI tools in a fun, sometimes maybe a little bit sneaky, but you could do it. It's all legal. Yeah, you put it in there and have some fun with it and really get a lot done. So let's get into this right now. We're going to look at Perplexity Labs. This is something that is very powerful. They just released this a little while ago, just a couple of days ago. So I've been playing with it, looking at it, anxious to get a video together for you so I could show you what's going on and how it all works, how it all comes together. And what it is really, it's going to help you to discover how Perplexity Labs new project mode helps thought leaders create better content faster. And hey, faster is a good thing. I like that. When you can do it faster, it's better. Matter of fact, that's what I'm doing with you right here. I went into Perplexity Labs, used this, got some good information that I could use, popped it over into my old buddy Gamma for Gamma creating the slides, and now I'm using a combination just so you'll see what we're doing. I'm using Ecamm for this as well as Keynote. So I'm getting both of those together, kind of mixing them all together, and it gives a great combination that you'll want to take a look at and what you can do. So all of these things are working together to help you on this. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cover some things about why content creators care, what we care about. Well, if you're a YouTuber, which I am, hey, working with YouTube and having a great time with it, and I find that's a good starting point for many of the things that we do. Start with, say, for instance, a YouTube video, then you can parse that up and cut it up into our buddy Taja. Taja gives us the ability to take care of that in a beautiful way, and you'll be able to see how to put all that together. So for YouTubers, this is nice because you can generate your SEO dashboards, auto draft scripts, and with chapter markers, and build channel health trackers. All of this built in there, and this way you can do it real time. This is something they do in labs. It lets you put it in there so you can see what's going on. It's no longer static, but if you want it to be static, like say a Keynote or PowerPoint slide presentation, you can do that too. For podcasters, hello there, my buddies out there at PodFest and other places, create guest one-pagers, transform your recordings and into show notes, and develop sponsorship ROI calculators. In other words, start treating this thing like a real business so you can get some money coming in from your podcasting and your YouTubing, deploying these tools in the right way. That's the real key, and we can do it if we do it the right way. Oh, and also for those of us who are bloggers, which I love blogging, I've been doing that for years, you can turn survey data into charts, generate research posts with citations, and you can create auto-updating content calendars. This is amazing. Some of the tools that are available with this Perplexity Labs. That's the key. Make sure you made a note of that, because this has some dramatic improvements for you and me. And then for those of us who are coaches and consultants, I do a lot of coaching. Gina and I do a lot of that, helping people in the real world. And matter of fact, I'll just say something here from thought leader to thought leader. I love doing the coaching that we do because it keeps it real. It's one thing to say, here's what's going on. What really matters is, does it work in the real world? Get out there in the real world and doing it with real people, exchanging money. Everybody gets serious that way. You want to make sure you're saying, okay, I'm going to do this for you and we're going to get results. That is the key. Not just that you did some activity. That's nice, and you have to do that. Make plans for it. What matters is the activity and the results that you're going to get. Results more than anything is what we want to do. So with coaches, you want to build branded calculators that are have client dashboards and case study PDFs with charts. I'm using Gamma right now for this, so I can get a PDF out of this. I can create slides. I can even send it directly over to a carousel in LinkedIn. All of that through Gamma. And by the way, I'm going to show you at the end of this video how you can tap into all these tools we're talking about. We put it together in one item that I think you're going to like. What we've got is a tool that we've talked about for a while called AITools4biz.com. That's the number 4, AITools4biz.com. If you go over there, you're going to get a wonderful array of many different tools that you and your team can use. No charge at all. We just want to make that available to you. We've got some affiliate codes in there where we can get a few coins if you choose to buy through us. And when you do that, we want to make it better for you. We're putting together programs right now so that if you buy using our affiliate code, we can help you out on that. Plus, you'll find out about Stark Raving Entrepreneurs and how we can help you on that. So a lot of good stuff there, and we want to just make sure you can do it. So stick around here to the end. Now, here's something that's important. How do you get started on this rascal? Well, you switch over to Labs mode. What you do is you write one sentence describing your product, your end product goal, what you want to do. Just one, that's all, but you can put a lot more in there. That's what I often have done here. And you attach the source files. This is critical. You want to upload your CSVs, your transcripts, brand assets for reference so that it has it. You're just kind of like saying, okay, here it is. Take all the stuff I've got, put it in there, and then I want you to munch on it a certain way. That's where Gamma comes in and does a fabulous job of that. And by the way, you can find out about these tools that I'm mentioning that are really revolutionizing the way we're doing it, getting a lot more people viewing our videos, and we're getting better results all the way around. Gamma is a good one. Taja is a pivotal program that we use regularly. Cast Magic, I've been using for a long time. It is another good one. So I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but just be aware of this. And I would say take these tools one at a time. Don't try to grab all of them. You'll be overwhelmed. And that's where you got to be careful, because the problem is not just a matter of the information overload. I love the way that Clay Shirky says this. He says the problem is not information overload. The problem is filter failure. You need strong filters. Have the filters so you can say, okay, I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use that right now. And this is where you become much more proficient at all of it. And then also you want to stay in control on this. You can skip tasks, you can add instructions or upload more data while the lab works. Labs are working there, chugging along. And by the way, it's something a little bit different. We've gotten used to getting answers pretty quick, and that's nice. Often I have found it'll take 9, 10, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes for some, but then you're getting the equivalent of a PhD dissertation level of quality. Getting information that way, 30 minutes, okay, that's good. You get 50 of these attempts every month if you're in the paid version. And yes, you do need to have the paid version of Perplexity, $20 a month in order to handle this. But for me, that's a business decision, says, hey, it's really worth it. Also, you can review and export these. You can download spreadsheets, HTML images, or code from the Assets tab. All of this is available within Perplexity Labs. So here are some tips and best practices that we found are working. You want to chunk your large goals, break the big projects into small labs tasks for better results. Don't try to say, here's everything all at once. A little bit as you go, and it can handle it very well. Seed with examples. So share past work so that the labs master your voice and how you do your formatting. Each of us is going to be unique, and you should be. But look at AI as the input that you get. AI is not the one that'll do all of it. It is your hired hand. It's look at it like a really smart intern that's helping you out. And you pair it with other tools. So use Labs for your raw assets and then polish it off with Canva. I love Canva. Great little tool for getting a lot done for people who are not graphics artists like me. Canva sparkles. They help me even hold my hand on it. I like it. And Taja, T-A-J-A, that's the one we were telling you about before. Phenomenal tool for getting shorts, for instance, and then to schedule those that really boosts your viewers and builds your audience. Phenomenal. Cast Magic, we've loved for a long time now, about a year. They just came out with a new release. I'm going to be putting a video out on that with some new versions that are in there and many others as well. So stay tuned to us here at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. And mind the quota. Draft your search mode first to avoid burning through your 50 monthly runs. For me, that's not so much of a problem. You might be in a similar situation. I do one, probably going to be increasing a little while later, to 2 a week. So we're looking at maybe 8 a month, 10 a month for me. But then we start doing it for others. You can bump into your 50 limit. When you bump into the 50 limit, I think you can buy some extra from Perplexity. We need to check on that and see how they handle that and what they recommend for it as we go through. And then here, this is important, your Swiss Army Content Studio. You're going to publish this, which gives you to share richer, interactive content with your audience, something that's going to be far beyond what we did before. It's something that people can use and work with on a regular basis. You're going to be able to create by building research data, visuals, and mini apps. All of that can be done within Perplexity Labs. It gives you a whole lot more than just a lot of research. Oh, it does that very well, but it does it even more. And then you can plan by identifying your audience needs and the content opportunities. This is something that's going to be phenomenal. So it's going to give you the ability to do a whole lot with it you couldn't do before. And what we're going to do here is we're going to let it see that Perplexity Labs gives you the ability to help you assemble your professional content from a single prompt. And early adopters are already saving hours on prep work across platforms. And those early adopters, that would be me right here. I'm finding it is saving me huge amounts of time and energy as I put it together in a great way. So you want to discover how Perplexity Labs' new project mode helps thought leaders create better content faster. You can do that in a big, big way. It does a lot. But there's a bonus I want to give you. Remember at the beginning of this, I was telling you, you could run into a legal trap by using this, and I found out what it was. Searched around, then I did some research again and said, is this the way to do it? Now, I am not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice at all. Matter of fact, when I was in the MBA program, we had one program on business law. That's it, one class that was good. I got an A in there too. It was kind of cool. I liked it. But that does not give me the right to give any legal advice. You want to go to a real bona fide lawyer and find out from your legal counsel what she says about it, what he says about it for your particular situation. But this information I'm giving you is good to know that you can then take to your lawyer and be able to do it. It might help you in some areas, but always go through proper legal channels to make sure you get it the right way. So let's take a look at what it says when I did some research on this to find out, can I use this? For instance, there is something I discovered in Perplexity's code, their agreement, when you get an image generated by Perplexity. Don't use that for commercial purposes. They say specifically and explicitly it is for non-commercial, commercial personal use. You can use it for that. And here's the documentation to take a peek at that. What I did is I looked at this and said, okay, here we are. I've generated, and it came back. This is not ChatGPT. You can tell I use them both here, using Perplexity. And this is what it says. I understand your situation as a professional speaker. See, it's relating to me, and it knows that's who I am. I am a professional speaker. I've done that now for over 42 years. So off to a good start right now. But anyway, it says, as a professional speaker, content creator, wanting to use an AI-generated image from Perplexity on your commercial activities. After conducting comprehensive research into the legal framework surrounding AI-generated content, I need to provide you with some important findings that will directly impact your business decision. In other words, this is really important. Now get this. This is really important. For your paid speaking engagements and YouTube monetization activities, I'm talking to you, my fellow content creator out there, you cannot legally use the Perplexity generated image. My heart sank because they had some really good images there. Perplexity's terms of service explicitly restrict AI-generated images to, here it is in quotes, personal, non-commercial use only. This restriction creates significant legal and business risks for all commercial applications that you have described. So you see, This is a different situation. You might think, oh, that's bad. Well, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, there's a way around it. I figured it out, and I'm going to share it with you in just a moment. But also, in case any of those wonderful people at Perplexity are watching this, first of all, I got to say, I love your product. It is fabulous. I'm using it regularly, probably every day. It would be a rare day when I'm not using something in Perplexity. But come on, we can do it in tools like DALL-E. We can do it with Midjourney. We can use it with Grok. We can create images in many different ways. Please look into what you could do to let us use the wonderful, gorgeous graphics that are produced on Perplexity that I can't show you on video right here because I'm restricted. It says can't do that for commercial, and this is definitely commercial. We try to be for profit. Sometimes we end up nonprofit, but that's not by choice. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, if you could, those of you that are at Perplexity, see what you can do on that because you've got a fabulous product. We love it. We want to use it, and we want to do a lot more with it. So let me show you something that I found out that you can do it, and a good way to work around this. Here we are. I put together all the information that came in from Perplexity Labs, and I created a PDF in Gamma with it, and then dumped it in here into Google Docs. So it's a wonderful little tool and created a lot of good things with it. And it shows you human authorship. We can put that in there, and it works well, but you cannot do it. The Copyright Office says specifically that means creative selection, coordination, arrangement, modification of an AI-generated material can be copyrightable. So your document, creative process, including detailed prompts, character development, establish the human authority necessary for legal protection. I showed what I did, and it said, you're okay. Let me show you what I did here. It gave me a graph. Gave me this right here, which is not copyrighted. This is just text right here on the left side. You see it says subject matter, elements themselves, flowers, colors. By the way, you spelled colors wrong. This is America, SCOLOR. Okay, I'm just messing with you here. But greyhound dogs, all that, these words are okay. But look what I did over here. I took out the picture that they gave me. The picture that they generated, didn't want to do that. And instead, I put in a picture that I took of a very good person, Leonid Vorobyev. Who's he? Well, he's the person behind Leonid and Friends. That's how you'd pronounce it in Russian, Leonid. We'd say Leonid here in the United States, but they pronounce it there. He is Russian, has a very popular band, so I put that in there. And you'll notice I even put it in here. I copyrighted this, Terry Brock, with Moy Starshi Brat, my older brother. In Russian, that's literally how you say it, and there is the Russian. But you see, I just put in a different picture there. This is from him on stage in a packed house just recently. Matter of fact, here in Orlando, too, they were playing. So I can put my own picture in there that I took. I'm legally allowed to do that. And I took out the one that Perplexity generated. So that's got some issues. It's okay. I understand the way it is, but there's some things in the way you can work around it. And how I worked around it, I put in my own content. I went over to other sites like Grok, went over to DALL-E 3, which is doing some great things through ChatGPT now. Actually, you just go into ChatGPT and it can create the images there that are dazzling and wonderful. Take those images and you can put those into the place that you want. It's really that easy to do. It takes a little bit extra work, and it sure would be nice if Perplexity just said, okay, you can use it. I'll let the legal teams figure that out. Just know, folks at Perplexity, we love you to pieces, and it would be nice to have that. So I want to give you a breakdown on what you can do, on what platforms will work and what won't. This will be really helpful to you as you're putting these together. I put this together, got the information from Perplexity, and I redid it myself so that it's in my own words, etc. You'll see if you look at the platform like Perplexity, commercial use not allowed at all. Nope. Is not user ownership, and it's only for personal use. Bummer city. Yeah, I know. However, OpenAI DALL-E 3, it is allowed. That's nice, and I like it. And you have to make sure that you have human creation. The key restriction here is you cannot claim human creation. You have to make sure you put yours in there. You can't just use it as is. So that's good. With Google, well, it's a little unclear on that and how it's undefined right now and what they're doing with it. Microsoft Bing, not allowed there either. So if you're using Bing, and our friends over at Microsoft that we love to pieces, no, can't do it there. But with Adobe Firefly, it is allowed. With Midjourney, It is allowed. And all of this created by me. Notice I put that in there, the little C and the copyright. I just thought I'd put that in there for the fun of it. But you can do that with certain tools. And this is how you do it. You create your own image there. And the key is what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm going to create this with my own thoughts, my own feeling, and put it in there. And there's some documentation to back that up. And again, I am not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice. You need to get your own legal advice on this. But here's what it said to us as we looked at it here. Courts have consistently held that works adding new expression, meaning, or message qualify for fair use protection. So you do it on your own, you're going to get something really good that way. And here's an example. Notice that I've got two images here on this. One over here on the left side, I blocked out, because that's the one that Perplexity created. A very nice graphic that I can look at for non-commercial purposes. I can see it myself. Hey, I can share it with Gina, just right here at our home. We can look at it. That's nice. But what I did is I took that picture and then I used my words and created another picture right here. This one on the right, I created with my words using similar ideas. I took the idea and the concept that was given to me by Perplexity Labs specifically, and I essentially did. They had two screens, so I put two screens. I said, put these words on there, and put the man with a headphone on, and put a light over here, and he's working on a laptop computer. Similar, but completely different. And so that's what I did. The key is that legal? Well, this is what happened. And I think what you want to do is you want to make sure that as you look at it, you say, all right, is this legal? Is it not? And again, check with your legal. I know I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but that's true. You check with real, honest to goodness lawyers, legal help to get the answer. But look what we found in further research. Let me show you what it said. And by the way, it worked with me a little bit here. I'm feeling pretty cool about this, that the legal folks there at Perplexity, well, they're not a real legal person within that right there. They do have legal people I'm sure they're working with. But notice what it said when it looked at the legality of this. It said right here, it was about me. Your methodology aligns perfectly with current copyright law requirements for transformation use. That is nice. It says the legal distinction, here we are, this is important. The legal distinction between inspiration and infringement is crucial here. Copyright law protects specific expression, not underlying ideas or concepts. Your documented process of using the Perplexity images as a open quotes, thought starter, close quotes, while creating entirely new is a good word there, visual elements through detailed prompts represents textbook transformative use. So, my brothers and sisters who are creating content, there's a lot of good in this. There's a lot that we can do, that we can work with it. You want to create your own. Do not just copy and paste. In this case, matter of fact, I seldom say should you copy and paste. You want to copy, paste, and then customize it. As I like to say, you want to you-ize it. Make it your feeling, your voice, your experiences. Let ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, all those wonderful AI tools, Claude, all of them that we're using out there, let them be the ones that are your copy assistant that gives you ideas. And you go, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. Yeah, that one's not right here. That one, but I'll take that one, twist it around a little bit, language it a little bit, repurpose that, and come up with something else. It's a little bit different. So there's a lot packed into this right now. You have the opportunity through Perplexity Labs to get a lot done. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think? How are you going to use this? How do you deal with the legal issue yourself? And what do you think? And bounce over and see us here at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. Give us a like, a share, and that really helps us here on the channel. Those of you that work in YouTube, you know what it's like. We want to get that, and that little like that you put in there matters a lot. And the comments you have really matter as well. We want to hear from you on that. And here's some goodies I've got for you. These are going to give you the ability to get a lot done and be able to get some good ongoing help that you need. Notice we've got AI tools, the number 4, biz.com. And also there's a good QR code on there. You can grab, those of you that are catching this on video. This is not just a one-time thing. It's ongoing. We're updating it as new things come out, new features, and we've got several products in there that can help you and your team to really take your business to the next level. It's something you've got. Yes, we get an affiliate commission on some of them. You'll be able to get a chance to see that and work with it. But this is the way to get ahead. This new program, Perplexity Lab, it gives you a lot of capability. When they put together Perplexity Labs, they were on the right track once again over there at Perplexity. A lot of good tools, a lot of good information for you, and I would love to hear from you. So please leave us a note down there in the comments, whatever platform you're getting this on, and we're going to help you on that. And got another video that's going to help you to take that to the next level. This is the one that's going to help you a lot, looking at what is going on with AI, a tool that can help you for O versus O3, the difference, where you'd use them, and all of that. I'm Terry Brock. Thanks for joining me this time.